Right. All right. So last topic here. True or false? Are the Spurs purposefully tanking right now?
No.
They're not. I have a hard time thinking that they're not. Trey Jones is the only point guard on that team that's worth anything, really. It's really the only point guard on the team at all. And when he is on the court, he plays extremely well and gets the most out of Wemby and out of the court in general. But when you have a guy like Jeremy Sohan who's running the point and who doesn't have vision at all, he's like that point forward type player, and he doesn't have the ability to be the point forward type player, and you're continuously running him out there and you're continuously having to experiment. I get it. The beginning of the season, maybe you're like, let's try this out. Let's see how it runs. Let's see how it goes. But you're doing it over and over again. And then when you want to replace Sohan, you go out there and trot out, what's his name? Osman, CD Osman. Like you're not that. Why? Because you felt like it, I don't understand what the vision is behind here with Popovich. There's more talent on the team this year than there was last year, but they're playing worse. They've had bad stretches, obviously. It feels like they're purposely tanking at the moment, and I don't know where they go right now. I don't know if they're doing it on purpose or not.
I just don't see them convincing Greg Popovich to sign on for that. The NBA draft next year is not exciting at all. There's not another Wembyana. So I don't know what they'd be tanking for. There's no top 3. There's no top 2. There's no, it's all kind of just up in there. And obviously we haven't got to March and March Madness and all that other stuff, and stars will be born. I love it. But
for sure.
Tanking for Zion and tanking for Wembyana, that stuff was talked about in the offseason before the NBA season even started. So if they are tanking, for me, I want to know the why. And to me, signing up Popovich for that, if you're going to put your team through a tank, you get a new guy in there. I don't see Greg Popovich signing up for that. And also damaging the confidence of your young phenom by actively doing something like that. That just seems stupid to me. But there could be more to the story, and we'll continue on.
And I don't want to doubt Popovich either, but it just feels like the players aren't really playing together, right? I mean, they're missing their pick and roll rotations. They're botching fast breaks. It's almost like they don't have defined roles. Like defense, especially, they're playing god-awful defense. They're kind of floating wherever they think they need to be. Popovich has even come out and said that he's not really coaching Wemby. He's just kind of seeing what he has.
There's definitely...
And that's it, which I get it. But we're coming up on 20 games in the season now? You've evaluated what you got. You saw what you got. You were evaluating what you had when you drafted him. And I get it. Well, you're evaluating what you have with the players on the court at that moment. But there's better, more efficient defensive rotations when they have, I believe it's Trey Jones, Wemby, Keldon Johnson, Vassell, and I'm missing somebody. But when they trot that lineup out there, their defensive efficiency is incredible. It's really good in the limited time that they've been on the court together, but it's been really good. But then they're trotting out this lineup with Sohan at the point, and it's just not working. I don't get it.
There's definitely, to tie it all back up here, there's definitely an interesting parallel right now in the NFL and the NBA with Bill Belichick and Greg Popovich. I think they are really kind of the same platform of where they've been over the last 20 years, what they brought to the table. Maybe, Popovich's been good for a lot of years because he had a lot of good players, and now he doesn't have a lot of good players, and it's been in a steady decline the past couple of years. Maybe it's just time for a change. I don't know how a guy like, for instance, not to take us into a different topic here because I got the food over here that's starting to buzz at me that it's ready. But do you think Steve Kerr wants to rebuild the Warriors? Do you think that's something that Steve Kerr wants to go through? Do you think Greg Popovich really has his whole heart and soul into this right now?
I think Popovich has the ability to more than Kerr does. I think when you look at Steve Kerr and you look at the pieces that were already there when he came in and you got him over the hump, and you look at what he's drafted, it's not a good look to develop those young guys because he just really hasn't. And anyone that is maybe developed a little bit has left because Draymond punched him in the face. And he's really not playing well this season anyways by himself, but also that team just sucks overall. Can't give Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma a goddamn team. But the point is Greg Popovich has more of that ability to coach up those young guys and actually build it from the ground up than Kerr does at the very least. Whether he wants to or not, I'm not sure.
Popovich wants to. And maybe
that's
maybe you're looking at a guy that's done. You know, maybe you see him segue into the front office next year, and he's not out there on the court anymore. You know that thing earlier this season where he got on the microphone in the middle of the game and told the fans to stop booing Kawhi Leonard? That's so freaking weird. Like, you buy a ticket, you can do whatever you want, and Kawhi did that franchise dirty. So that was that. I red flagged that too. I'm just like, that's freaking weird. Like, who does that? I don't know if that's ever happened before. A coach got on the microphone in the middle of the game. Like, could you imagine? Like, especially to stop booing an opposing player like that. So much in San Antonio is weird to me this season. And you know the thing about the NBA is it really doesn't matter until after Christmas, hence the in-season tournament. So we're really going to start picking up here soon, and these segments on the podcast are going to be a little more defined. But some of these teams are already done, which is a bummer. But I don't. You want to see Wembanyama, but what's making us again the problem with the NBA? Why are we tuning in to watch one of the bright young stars in the NBA night in and night out when what are they? I don't even know what their record is. They got 3 wins, 7 wins.
Horrible. I don't remember. Not very good.
I mean, we know what the Pistons record. They're 3-19, man. What do I want to watch that team for? And they're currently getting blown out by the Lakers by 20 points in the fourth quarter. So,
and